Okay, so let's talk about something we've all felt but maybe couldn't quite put a name to: hidden jealousy. It's one of those universal human emotions, but it's also the one we try the hardest to hide. Today, we're going to decode those super subtle, often confusing signs.
I mean, you know the feeling, right? You've just landed a new job or shared some awesome personal news, and the reaction from someone, it's just off. It's not like they're angry, but there's this weird tension that makes you second guess yourself, wondering, did I just imagine that?
Yes, somebody put it perfectly. It's like a silent storm. It just kind of slips in so quietly, pretending not to care at all, even while it's subtly trying to bring you down. So let's get into what that actually looks and feels like. Right. Let's start with that unsettling vibe. That moment when a friend or maybe a coworker reacts to your success in a way that just feels totally out of character for them. And first things first, no, it's not just in your head. This happens all the time. Psychologists say that envy can literally flip a switch in someone, especially when you start getting a lot of positive attention. While everyone else is high-fiving you, the jealous person might suddenly seem annoyed because your win is like a giant mirror reflecting their own insecurities back at them. So, how can you be sure? How do you really know what's going on? Well, we've broken down the patterns into three main buckets to make it way easier to spot what they say, what they do, and what their body is screaming when they're not saying a word. And it almost always starts with their words, verbal clues. The words people choose, and just as importantly, the way they say them, are often the very first crack in that supportive mask they're wearing. Okay, check this out. This comparison is just brilliant because it shows you jealousy's favorite weapon in action. A real compliment just feels good, right? It lifts you up. But a backhanded one, it's designed to sting you a little while they look like they're being nice. It's a jab disguised as a pat on the back. Oh, and it definitely doesn't stop there. They might write off your hard work as just luck, or they'll start nitpicking everything you do and call it constructive feedback. Or, my personal favorite, you'll start telling them your good news and they'll immediately interrupt to make the story about them. All right, so words are one thing, but then it starts to show up in their actions. This is all about what they do, or maybe even more pointedly, what they don't do, especially when you need them to. I mean, this can be anything from suddenly not getting invited to team lunches to something way more destructive, like them conveniently forgetting to tell you about an important meeting. And here's a weird one. Sometimes they'll start copying you, your style, your ideas, while at the same time putting you down in private. It's this strange drive to keep up with you. But here's the thing. Even if they get the words and actions right, the body rarely lies. These nonverbal cues are like the unfiltered truth just leaking out. It's all about that split-second reaction, right? The moment you share your good news, just watch. You might see a quick look away, a jaw that tightens for just a millisecond, or their arms crossing over their chest. Their whole body just kind of closes off. It's like a physical shield against the discomfort they're feeling. So we've seen all the signs. The big question is, why? Why do people do this? Well, the root cause usually has very little to do with you and everything to do with what's going on inside them. Well, pretty much any psychologist will tell you the same thing. Envy is a symptom of their own internal struggles. It's coming from a place of inadequacy, low self-worth, or this deep-seated belief that life is a zero-sum game, that for you to win, they have to lose. And this can get even bigger. In some workplaces or cultures, it becomes this whole phenomenon known as tall poppy syndrome. It's this bizarre dynamic where standing out and being successful is actually punished by the group. The idea is to cut down anyone who grows too tall, just to keep everyone at the same level. So, okay, you can spot the signs, you get the psychology behind it, but now what? What do you actually do about it? The goal isn't really to confront them. It's about self-preservation. It's about protecting your own energy. Look, this is probably the most important part. You are not responsible for their emotions. Your job is to see the pattern for what it is, refuse to let it get inside your head, and never, ever apologize for your success. Don't make yourself smaller just to make someone else feel comfortable. And that really brings us to the big question you should be asking yourself. Who are the people in your life who let you grow without making you feel bad about it? Those are the relationships worth investing in. And honestly, that's the real takeaway here.